Pouting on my senses.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another Madden 19 online gameplay. Today we got some Bears and Cowboys gameplay going on in the background, and let's talk about them. So the Cowboys won the NFC East division and made it to the playoffs. I didn't see that coming, but to me the biggest acquisition was Amari Cooper. And man, he balled out. I don't know what the Oakland Raiders are thinking, but Amari Cooper is a baller. They just didn't know how to use that man. That's their fault. But the Cowboys got him, and ever since he just took off like it was his old self again. And the Cowboys, they ran the ball well for the most part of the season. I feel like if they had a better scheme, Zeke would have been rushing for way more yards. The scheme was so predictable that it made Dak Prescott look like a college quarterback all over again. Like that man was doing the most basic throws. I don't know, man. I'm an Eagles fan, but I think Dak can be way better than what the scheme they're putting him in. Like, I think he could be a better passer, better deep throw, better throwing the ball deep. I don't think the Cowboys system they have going on is working for him. I mean, Zeke running the ball is great and all, but if the entire team knows what you're about to do, then, I mean, how can you run anything else? But, you know, besides that, the Cowboys defense this year, who saw that coming? The Cowboys defense were on a tear all season long. To me, the standout game for them was when they went up against the Saints. Man, the Saints couldn't do anything against them. That was a shocker to me. But shout out to the Cowboys. They made the playoffs. They got out of the first round. I don't know, like I thought Seattle was coming in with all the momentum in the world. They were about to do a big run, but they got stomped. So I mean, the Cowboys move on to the second round now. I truly thought the Cowboys were going to beat the Rams. I thought they had enough momentum to come in there and, you know, disrupt, you know, the Rams that didn't seem as if they were ready for the playoffs. Like, they just seemed like they were just stumbling in, and I don't know, like they lost Cooper Kupp. You could tell they missed Cooper Kupp and all that, but they came, and you know, I think they did their best, honestly. The defense to me was the one that showed up. The offense, they seemed like they got it rolling. They had a few, you know, schemes ready for them, but you know, I think the defense didn't show up that game. And you know, Cowboys had a really good season, so you know, nothing to be ashamed about. I thought they did extremely well, especially since no one thought they were gonna, you know, end up doing anything. You know, coming off, you know, like the defending Super Bowl champions were coming, and you know, everyone thought, oh, Carson Wentz would come back, this and that, and he's gonna do great, and you know, gonna go on another Super Bowl run. But you know, that didn't end up happening, and the Cowboys took the division, and you know, they had a little run. So you know, shout out to the Cowboys. Now the Bears, once they got Khalil Mack added to that defense that was already top 5, man, it was like a different story. Khalil Mack came in from day one, first game, and asserted his dominance. Once again, what were the Oakland Raiders thinking of trading Khalil Mack? That man first game had one of the craziest game a defensive end can have, and showed that from game 1 till the end of the season. I mean, that man was on an absolute tear. That Bears defense was so dominant that teams were planning on double, triple teaming Khalil Mack. And once they did that, everybody else on the team just ate. I think the defensive tackle's name is Akeem Hicks. That man was a monster all season. Everyone knows about Adrian Amos. You know, Kyle Fuller had a crazy all-pro season. I mean, that Bears defense was just... You didn't want to go up against the Bears defense all season. You know they were coming with that heat. Now let's talk Mitchell Trubisky. Mitchell Trubisky is... he's way too inconsistent for me. The man had like what, a 5 touchdown game? I think it was 5. And then he just like he disappears for 2 games and then he comes back and he plays decent again. I mean, that man was way too inconsistent for me. I mean, that defense carried them the whole season, and if it wasn't, I don't even think they would have gone far with that offense. That offense with Mitchell Trubisky was way too inconsistent. That had so many schemes and tricks that, to be honest, like, I can't believe they didn't incorporate Jordan Howard more, because he ran the ball so well, and they were acting like he can't catch the ball out of the field, and that Tariq Cohen was the only guy that can run the offense the way the coach wanted. But then again, I can't say anything about it. The offense worked well enough for them to win the amount of games they won, and they won a lot of games. And coming into the season, you thought that the Packers were going to take the division, and the Minnesota Vikings were going to, you know, be the ones to try and, you know, not let that happen for the Packers, and they flopped. So, you know, shout out to the Bears. I thought the Bears were really, really good last season. You know, minus inconsistencies by Mitchell Trubisky, they really had a great season. None that anyone wasn't expecting for them to happen. So the Bears are really good. I want to talk about, like, going forward. My expectations for the Bears has nothing to do with the defense, but more so Mitchell Trubisky. If Mitchell Trubisky does not take the next step to take this division the way I think he should, then I think he's just going to be a decent quarterback for like the rest of his career. The way how their scheme is ran with so many tricks and disguises and all that, I think he can at least get the job done simply. Like, I don't even think they're asking him to do much, and he doesn't seem to want to take that true next step. But, you know, this last season was a big step for him, and I'm just going to give it to him on that part. I thought he ran the offense well enough to get them this far, so I don't really see it being too much of an issue going forward. Hopefully that defense can maintain what they got going on and don't wear out Khalil Mack, because that man looked like he was going 150%. He just stepped on the gas all season, creating havoc. The only person that's doing that is Aaron Donald, and I don't really see too much of a difference between those two. So Khalil Mack is on a tear, and hopefully everything continues well for him. That's all I have for you guys for this game, this gameplay, and I'll see you next time.